On May 30th, we will know what Necromancy will be all about, because we will get the big reveal from Jagex regarding the skill and what it will be like. So I thought it's a perfect time to get my predictions and thoughts in about it and talk to you guys about what I think Necromancy will be like. So let's talk about it. Yo, what's going on guys? My name's Chevalric and today I want to be talking about my final predictions for the Necromancy skill before it gets revealed on the 30th of May. I've had a few months to think about it, discuss it with a lot of people in my streams. By the way, follow me. I'm live every single day at 5 PM game time, unless I am away, because quite frankly, when you're watching this video, I will actually be playtesting Necromancy. Yeah, you heard it right. I made a whole video on it if you're interested on what I will be doing at Jagex. But yes, I have been invited to Jagex to playtest Necromancy early, and I will be allowed to upload any type of content that is on the go list, which I will know what it's all about, of course, on the 30th of May. And after that, I will still have some videos. I will have a vlog and I will have some extra videos regarding my trip, but also about Necromancy as well, and obviously my initial thoughts, feelings, etc. But yeah, in this video I just want to give you my final predictions to see how wrong and how right I was about certain things. Hopefully I'm right about something, because otherwise this video will be a laughing stock again, like how I predicted that Necromancy would never be a skill, and here we are. I'm going to be playing it. So yeah, anyway, if you do enjoy this video, definitely leave a like, join in with the discussion in the comment section down below. Let me know what you think Necromancy will be like, and subscribe if you're new, because yeah, I upload content and you don't want to be missing the Necromancy content that's coming to this channel. So first things first, let's just get into it, by the way. But first things first, I generally think that the main thing that I have no clue about is what the core aspect of the skill will be. I can't really fathom it, which I know sounds a bit strange because I just claimed that I put a lot of thought in it, which I have. I know a lot of details, or I think I know a lot of details about the skill and like how it will function, but I don't know the regular gameplay loop, because everything I think about will just come back to a form of prayer, summoning, and I guess magic combined into one, where you raise that, have them fight for you, which is a form of magic and summoning, and then, you know, prayer because you might need bones or something, which, by the way, no, I'm not merching bones. I want to be 100% transparent. I am merching something, which I obviously don't know because I haven't played it by the time I'm recording this, so I don't know if this is a part of it. I have bought skill chompas in case there's some sort of a gathering aspect, because I don't think it will be a gathering skill, but I think there might be a gathering aspect, and I have some theory about why I think about it. So what do I mean with gathering aspect? I do think that Necromancy will require you to use some sort of runes or elements or whatever it might be. It might be souls, or it might be essence of a monster or whatever, that you will need to do actual necromancy and summon or do rituals or whatever it might be, right? And why I generally think that it will be items that are new, so you will need skill chompas to actually be able to gather them, because if you don't know, that's what skill chompas do. They give you a little bit of extra experience in the skill you're training by using them, but it's a more expensive way, because skill chompas obviously require you to, you know, use resources, when sometimes, or most of the times with gathering skills, you're not really using resource, right? And the main thing why I think there will be some sort of like new element added via skilling, or maybe even monster drops, kind of like how we had charms with summoning, is because they explicitly said that they want people to jump into the skill and fully experience it. They said this on the reveal live stream when they talked about there's a new skill coming. It won't be an elite skill, because we want people to play it and enjoy it for what it is, and not have to, just like how with invention you had to get 80 crafting, smithing, and divination to even be able to experience it. And I think they did a great job with archaeology, and because archaeology was this kind of microcosm where you just needed mainly just archaeology things, besides some other like little mysteries and whatever, where you needed like cows or whatever. But besides that, 95% of all the resource of archaeology came from archaeology itself. So I think they will do something similar with Necromancy, so I don't think it is worth panic buying bones or whatever. Yet again, I can be wrong, right? And I might be completely off it, but I think it will just be something new that monsters might drop, or something we need to just acquire via skilling to also revitalize certain other mobs and other things in the game, and to less give an advantage to people that have already been playing, because I think the most discouraging thing to a lot of people is, sure, you will always have people in the game that will have money with a new skill. And I think new players will understand that, like, sure, they have money, so they will have an advantage. But I think it even would be bad if you would have an advantage for playing the game previously because you have certain items or whatever stacked already by just you playing the game, right? Like, I don't think that's really the direction they want to go into. I think they really just want new players to experience the skill for exactly what it is, a new skill. And I think it will be kind of like a microcosm again, like how Archaeologist had his own like supplies and stuff. And sure, we might use some other things from monsters and skilling and whatever, and who knows, maybe it can revitalize some things as well, like how Invention did that with, for example, clue scrolls, by giving certain items value because you need them somehow in a ritual, or you need them to necromant something out of nothing, right? And speaking about necromancing something out of nothing, I think one of the big things, and I'm banking on this 100%, if this is not going to be on it, I'm going to be very upset, is something relating to auras. And you're probably thinking, why auras? Well, first things first, when I did my whole theory crafting video first on necromancy, I did research, right? And there's this page called Lore of Gaming and just in general about fantasy stuff. And one of the pages obviously that I looked at was necromancy. And one thing that I found about necromancy was aura siphoning. And it's literally like, it states that it siphons the aura of an enemy or creature or whatever, pretty much getting all the life out of it, but also getting the knowledge out of it in certain types of literature and certain types of games or series or whatever. And that had me thinking if that could be possible for RuneScape, and I think this could be the most likely feature of necromancy, and I think there's a good reason for it. So last year, and I wish I could find the live stream, but it's difficult to do so. But please trust me that I talked about this. And I think a lot of people who watch the live streams know what I'm on about. Is they pretty much did a live stream where they talked about all the quote-unquote issues with RuneScape. The dev cost, the max cash increase, the graphical updates, and they touched on auras as well, because they do recognize it as a problem and as something that, you know, needs to be fixed, and that PVM is pretty much like on a hourly timer because of auras and stuff, and you can't really like stop inside an aura because, well, especially if you do it with other people, you might mess them up because, well, yeah, you have to go and then they have the aura running, and they obviously fixed it with you logging out and stuff, and it's still being able to run or being paused whilst you log out. But they fixed all the issues that was mentioned in the live stream, and there were more of them than just the ones that I just did. And one they didn't, which is aura siphoning, or sorry, auras. And I feel like aura siphoning would be the perfect way to actually fix this by just making it so when you get a certain necromancy level, who knows, you need to do like some sort of mini quest, like how you had to do with archaeology, or you need to do something like you need to interact with an NPC, and like, for example, you need to interact with a lumberjack, and he's like, oh yeah, whatever, and then you need to do some sort of like little quest for him, and then after you do it, you can set his soul free or something, or his ghost or whatever, and you can siphon his knowledge, meaning you unlock the lumberjack aura siphon or whatever, which is like a spell you can pop every whatever that might be actually expensive to run, that, you know, with the supplies of necromancy, it might actually cost you like 200k to actually pop that aura, because it needs like the components that you would need from a necromancy ritual spell, whatever, that come down to 200k or something, but then it will last for like an hour or something, or maybe for a day, or for however long. Because I don't think it should be a passive. I think that could be a great way to keep certain items of the skill really expensive, by just having it so every time you want to go PVM, you need to do like this ritual, which shouldn't take too long. I mean, maybe you'll be able to do it from the bank, or like at a very convenient spot that, you know, before you PVM, you just take out, or skill, whatever, you just take out 1 or 2 minutes out of your time to do this ritual, to get this buff, and then go about it. And then it will not devaluate auras, because if you haven't unlocked it, you can still use your auras, but this makes it a lot more convenient for everyone to use it. And I think this will definitely, like, this is my biggest thing that I'm sure of, and I'm really banking on being a part of necromancy, because I think it could be really, really cool. But another thing is that I think it could also add a lot of exploration regarding dead societies within RuneScape, or creatures, or maybe deceased quest bosses, or quest enemies, or lore things, because there will be a season attached to it with lore and storylines, etc. And I know that for the last 2 years, or 2.5 years, they've done this detached storyline pretty much after the Legacy of Zamorak, and especially with the Fort of Fortnite, which is this whole just on its own story where you don't need previous quests, right? Where I think that is great, but I also think that they recognize and realize that, you know, killing off certain aspects of like the big Sliss storyline or the God storyline or whatever might not be the one, right? And I think that a lot of people want a bigger, more exciting storyline within RuneScape. And I think this could be a great way to just reanimate certain things by using the lore of Necromancy. Like, we currently have the current quest with Zamagiggle going on with the door, where he like raised a lot of monsters from the dead, which are the new Slayer creatures and stuff, and we want to know what's behind the door. And, you know, maybe that leads us to other Majora's, because he is one, and maybe, you know, we get tricked into reviving one, and maybe we revive Slisk. I know all these things are like fully just deaded in the lore. Like, I know we don't have the World Guardian power anymore, etc. But I generally do think this could be a great way of us just, you know, using the skill to revitalize not just the game, not just whatever content it might be, but also quest and lore, and give them options for us to use it and go back into more attached storylines with more characters that we recognize. And I know this is the biggest stretch and biggest hope here, but I think it could just be really, really sick. Or what about, like, for example, where, you know, there might be a new area introduced where you, just like the fort, you kind of like revitalize the society by using your necromancy skills, and they will give you buffs and boosts and stuff like that. Because quite frankly, that's what they did with the puzzle box, that's what they did with the fort, and now we're going to get a new season where you might need to use your necromancy skill to actually be able to revitalize this whole dead society, for you to be able to create this new city and new town that, because you raised them from the dead, will give you benefits in other things, or unlock skilling methods or training methods or combat buffs or whatever. I think it could be really cool, and I think the possibilities are really endless with it, with the skill itself. But then again, as I said, I have no clue what the core aspect of the skill will be, and I'm very curious to see what you guys think in the comment section down below. If you did enjoy this video, definitely consider giving it a like as well. Subscribe if you're new for a lot more necromancy content in the future. And my name is Chevalric, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Goodbye.